I'm in Kiambu.
That is good.
Kiambu
If it
town.
is raining, can you pray that rain comes on our side? Here is Kamuru where there is no rain. But
Actually, it is en route. It is en route. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Soira, you're next. Soira Dixon, and then John Chege.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I hope you had a nice day. Mine was okay. It ended fast. So many things to do, so little time. But I'm glad that I'm here today, that I'm pursuing this class with my fellow colleagues, and I'm also like listening to the stories and the real life examples zenye mnapeananga. Yes. So thank you so much. I hope you all had a lovely day. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Soira. John Chege, are you in a position to talk?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, John.
Good evening to you, and tell us where you are.
Good evening.
Okay, my day was just very, very okay, very busy from 4 a.m. up to now. En route to home. Almost 5 minutes, I'll be at home. Take the class at least in a relaxing mood. I've been very busy up and down from morning up to now. But I thank God all was well. It's the God's blessings, even for having to go to work and coming back home. Just say praise be to God, and for the gift of even for life, of the energy for the day. Otherwise, the class is nice. Last week I missed, but I did not tell you I missed. Why? Because of the chaotic situation we were in. So on Wednesday, we were in the security meeting, so I could not attend. On Thursday, it was a real day, so we had to be on and we had to put our phones away, work on other issues. That's why I did not attend the class, and I was not even in a position to give an apology. So now I give my apology for last week. But I thank you. And Timothy, I'm around. Ndio nafika area ya Ngondo. We are with you in Kamuru. We thank God for those who are blessed with rain in Kiambu. And we hope it will come to our side. I'm just missing to be relaxing now and listening to what we have to learn for today. Thank you, and God bless you all.
God bless you too, John. Thank you for joining us again. Rahab. I see somebody, Rahab Wamoyo. Rahab, say something.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Rahab. Welcome.
Yes, my name is Rahab, and I'm in Keriiti, Kiambu, and I'm on my way home. That is a little bit noisy, and my apologies. Nili joined class late, but I followed yesterday for a little bit, and then today I'll catch up. So nice to meet all of you.
Thank you so much, Rahab. Millicent, and then Milka.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Evening to you.
And I'm good. Today I'm feeling well, unlike what I was feeling yesterday. And my day has been busy, and I thank God to also be in this class today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Milka Wanjiko, let's go.
Hello, how is everyone?
Everyone is
Very
amazing.
fine.
We're fine.
Okay, my name is Milka. I've just joined. I'm very new, but I hope I will catch up. I pray
Welcome.
God. Yeah,
Welcome.
I pray God that I'm going to catch up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yesterday I missed the class. I was to start yesterday, but I missed
Mhm.
because we had a memorial. Somebody passed on, a brother to my friend. So it's today that I've joined. You'll keep me updated.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And then Ashley.
Good evening, everyone. For me, today has been a slow day. Yesterday, I arrived back from Kampala. So today I was resting before I resume work next week and travel again. Yeah, but today has been a slow day. Yesterday I joined class a little bit late. Nilikuwa nimeweka alarm. I had reached sleep, nikaeka alarm ya before class. Alarm ikani disappoint. So I joined class at around 7, but nili catch up and listen well. So I pray that even today I'll have a good time in class and enjoying the sessions. Milka, we have the best teacher. Yeah.
Thank you so much for hyping our teacher. Faith, you're next.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My day was good. It was busy, but I thank God I'm here. I'm still enjoying the class. It's very interesting. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you, Irene, and then Joanne. So if Irene is not like ready, Joanne, you can go next.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you're all fine. I'm okay. Rahab and Milka, karibuni sana. It's good to have you here. Yes, I'm okay. I had a good day. So it felt a bit slow, but I'm happy to be here and I'm ready for this class. I'm learning a lot. And like I said yesterday, this is one of those classes that I look forward to. So yeah, happy to see all of you and I hope one day we will all meet physically.
Thank you so much, Judy Mwangi, then Meringure. So if they are not ready, Milka.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mary.
I'm good. Today, I started the day well, but after some time, I started feeling bad. But I'm just trusting God. I'm going to catch up with my health at one point. So I'm just ready for the class. Yes. Thank you
so much. Is Irene ready? Rosette, are you in a position to say something?
Hello, hi everybody. Hello. I'm actually closing work, but it's been a busy day. I think I've not even had time to breathe. It has been a very busy day, but I thank God I'm here. And now that the class started a little bit late, it is even for my advantage because at least I'll concentrate from the beginning. Okay, so it's good to have all of you here. For those people who have joined, this is the best place to be, and that's more of it. I love you guys. Let's see how the class goes today.
Wanjiko Kemaku, have you said something?
Sorry, which one, Jacob? Milka.
Kimaku.
Okay.
Hi guys.
Hello.
I hope I'm for salama. Well, for me, I'm partially fighting a cold. I have very bad cramps, but I am managing. Nameza painkiller kama bebe, like maize, for those who don't understand Kikuyu. But to be a woman, right? I've had quite a day. Actually, it has been, I don't want to say downhill. But you see that feeling whereby you look okay, but ndani yako ni kama unachizi, like you're fighting things and everything. But kila siku najiambia I have to look happy, I have to look nini. I am trying to input kila kitu yenye tunasoma counseling, because I am trying to be also a good counselor. I do not want to show my emotions. I do not want to, I know we are supposed to but at the same time I would rather compress them. But all in all, I am grateful for this far, excited for these classes. I cannot honestly wait to finish this whole thing so that we can start putting it into practice. It really does look fun, sitting down, listening to people. Well, as much as they are telling you sad things and everything, inaka ni poa because you're assisting this person one way or the other. You're going to assist this person kutakuwa na ako ka growth, that ka small growth, which I mean, it's a big plus if you look at it properly. Otherwise, it's nice to see you guys here. And I prefer being an active listener than talking, because when I start talking, I find myself yapping too much. Anyways, let's have the best class. For those who talk, who participate much, please keep doing it. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much, Wanjiku. Na upone haraka, ufeel vizuri. Is teacher around? Teacher, are you here now? Still waiting for teacher. Is Irene in? Irene, are you in a position to say something? Yes, Timothy.
I think Mwalimu had given us homework to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was saying that we discuss the techniques, Gestalt therapy techniques.
Mm-hmm.
I think she had given us homework to do, but then after maybe the introduction, we can proceed looking at the techniques.
Thank you so much for reminding me, because that I mean nilikuwa nishasahau. But anyway, who will be coordinating today? We do the homework together. So by the time the teacher is joining, we're already done. We just continue. So today, Soira is the one who will be taking the notes. And then for those who are researching, please do your research. Timothy, please remind us what we are supposed to do for the homework.
Okay, Marianne.
Yes.
Marianne.
Yes, you're here.
Thank you. Continue. I settle something here very fast.
Yes, teacher. Okay.
Yes, I'm here, but let me sort out something.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's do the techniques.
Well, Martin, they are.
So let's do the discussion so that we move forward. So Ira will be taking the notes, and then yeah. So let's start with the Gestalt theory. Is it theory? Techniques, izo. And first we remind ourselves what was about Gestalt, what we learned yesterday, and then we can continue with the discussion. So David Mbao, what did you learn yesterday about Gestalt? What do you have to remind us so that we do the discussion?
Good evening, guys.
Evening.
I'll just sum it up very briefly about Gestalt theory, which we did yesterday. I remember just saying it falls under the humanistic theories that we are processes that we are going through, and the big thing that stood out is that it is a humanistic and experiential approach. Therapy focuses on awareness, thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and bodily sensations. And a few of the principles, we remember we were talking about holism. And you remember that phrase that reminds me and will remind all of us very well about the theory, which said the whole is different from the sum of its parts. So I think that sums up, and it reminds all of us what the theory was about, that you have to take the full context of a person or an issue and not just parts of it. So you can only understand or appreciate a person, or a person is a full person when you consider the context and all the parts that make them up. I think that was one of the biggest things for me yesterday. The other big principle was I think we touched on the field theory, that people must be seen in the environment that they are in. But not to go into there, I think just there, I think we have remembered what Gestalt was about when we talk about holism and not being a part and just being a whole. Asante.
Thank you so much. There is something else we also learned yesterday, and considering like Wanjiko has said that she's okay. Outside she looks happy, but inside ako pale pale. Which stage do you think is that one? We learned about 5 stages yesterday. Can you please, Soira, remind us the 5 stages and maybe give us an example of each? Thank you. Soira, are you here?
Oh, yes, yes. The first 5 stages are phony. I think the first stage is phony stage. And then the next stage is not implosive. Phony, implosive, explosive is the last one. Maybe someone else can help me remember the
Let's go, Wanjiko Kimaku. Please help us with the other stages that are not mentioned by Soire.
I didn't even get what he said at first. I'm sorry. Can you come up again? I'm sorry. Please come up again. Sorry, that is.
Soire, explain to Wanjiko what we are doing or what you were saying.
We are talking about the 5 stages in Gestalt theory, right?
Yes.
Yes, so the first one is phony stage, where you look okay, but inside you are trying to hide your true feelings. And then there's also the implosive, where now you blame yourself. Yes, those two are the ones that I can come up with right now.
Wanjiko, now it's your turn.
Is the here and now part of it?
Let me help.
No, what they're trying to say is you remember the layers of neurosis. Now, guys, you see the importance of when we discuss something and then you post it in the group, at least we can put it in the notes. So like me, I just remember phony. I don't remember the others. I know how they are, but I don't know the real name because it was just shared in the group here, but not in our WhatsApp group. So I don't have. But Timothy seems to have them. Timothy, you can assist us.
Yes, I think the notes were sent. So if you look at the WhatsApp, you can see their notes. The notes were sent.
Okay. Irene says she has sent it. Okay, okay. Thank you.
So we are looking at what we call the psychological disturbance. This is the layers of neurosis, and there are 5 of them. The word I have also been able to look at the word Gestalt. What Gestalt means, apart from meaning somebody, it is a German word that means whole. So you can do your own research and see. It means whole, and whole, like what Bauer has just told us, the V. So those layers, they are from the layer, the 5 layers of neurosis. Then we have the phony layer, the layer of pretense. That is like you are pretending. So the word pretense comes from the word to pretend. And this is the utmost layer where people behave according to what they think others expect, rather than who they are, whom they are. It is like you go somewhere, maybe, and a good example, maybe, let me not even use the examples that are given here. It is like maybe for those who are married, maybe it's like you fought in the morning and then you accompany with your husband to go somewhere for an occasion, but then you pretend that everything is well. And so because you need to, there's something that you're hiding, there's something that you're hiding, so you pretend that everything is fine. And then you look like very polite, and then you want to please everyone. This is like you are hiding something, emotions. You're hiding like you're hiding emotions. And or a good example like the job, those ones who are working. Yeah? You don't like the job, but then you when you meet somewhere, you start telling us the job is okay, but you know exactly what you are passing through. The other one that we discussed is phobic. Phobic is phobia. It's phobia. It's a fear. Your woga, your fear. It is fear. This is fear. Once the mask begins to crack, the fear appears. So the person realizes, if I stop pretending, then remember we have talked of the pretending. People may reject me. So there is what we call the fear of rejection, failure, loneliness, criticism, something like that. Example, it is like you are unhappy. We talked of the situation where the husband and the wife kuna kitu ambao wanabishana hapa. Then one of them fears to tell the other one that you are unhappy. That is fear because you don't know what will be the output of that. So the other one is impasse. Impasse there. That is when you are stuck now. The old ways no longer work, while the new ways have not yet developed. The person feels completely stuck. So you don't want to talk. This is now you become like now that you are like helpless. You are confused. You are feeling trapped. It is like something like that. And example of this is like there was an example given for Sarah. And Sarah, I don't know who I am without this person. It is like this Sarah and the husband wameachana. Now Sarah somewhere when she's somewhere now she's feeling like the husband was everything. So it is like still yeye hajui kutakuwa namna gani. So for example, or rather student ako kwa shule where the student was dependent between teachers and the parents. Sasa mtu anakuambia lazima ufanye hii na upite. Now when you are on now, umemaliza na umepita, you are on now, then it is like you are stuck, you are left alone. And then again, why is this is important? Many people retreat because the discomfort is intense. So and this is where I think this is where now the right start. Ndio unaanza kujiuliza sasa, mimi na nilipita na kama sasa ulikuwa unasoma ndio upite, sababu wazazi walikusaidia, wazazi ndio walikuwa wanataka wewe upite, lakini wewe it was not your career. The other one was impulsive rare. That is like impulsive rare is like you are turning energy inside. You are refusing to talk. It is you wanted to uphold it instead of expressing emotions outwardly. People hold them inside, and the emotional energy becomes blocked. You block them. You don't want to talk. You don't want to talk. So this one can lead to the depression, and it can also lead to loss of motivation and feeling empty. So you have blocked. You don't want. And the last one. The last one we talked about. It is the explosive layer. What it is, this is not destructive aggression. It is the healthy release of blocked emotion energy as the person reconnects with the authentic emotions. Possible expressions, genuine joy, ni kama sasa tuseme good example you are grieving following maybe your dad is dead or your mother's dead, and now you did not grieve like when she died or when he died, you did not grieve that you are supposed to grieve. Now, when you go for therapy, then you want now to bring in your emotions. Then you start feeling like now you are being relieved as you talk to the counselor. As the counselor talks to you, so you feel like now you are relieved. You are relieved, and it works that way. So it is not like it's like now you are excited. There is a kind of excitement that you feel that you are loved, you're excited, you no longer have that anger. So that is what it is trying to address. Those are the five ones. And I found it for in order for me maybe to get them, I found myself like to pattern them, to pattern them. You pattern them. You say like it is P P I then E. Then when you put those that in your mind, then you not easily forget. You say P P I then E. Thank you. I submit.
Thank you so much, Timothy. Let's dive into the techniques. Wenye walikuwa wamesahau kama mimi na Rosette na wale wengine tumekumbushwa. So let's use a maximum of like 5 minutes to do the techniques and then we pass it over to teacher. Twende kazi. Remember, we are discussing.
Can I start?
Sure, Timothy, yes. Assignment ilikuwa ni hiyo discussion.
Marianne.
Yes.
Maybe if you don't mind, I threw something there on the wall here.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yes.
So please, maybe it can need a conversation if someone can read it.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Rosette is very good at doing that.
Can I pass the first one before you,
Okay,
you go to that?
Okay, Timothy, proceed.
Yes, I'm saying that I found those techniques. One of them that is very interesting. It is the empty chair technique. Because when Mwalimu will come on, then she will tell us, explain to us more. But I found it to be very interesting that you just put a chair, then the client assumes that empty chair, become you are addressing somebody there. So I couldn't get, but very interesting. One of the techniques is empty chair technique. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Timothy. The empty chair. Okay, so let me read what we have here. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Sorry, what's happening here? Okay. Okay, so I'll just read what Soare has sent to us. David has sent to us. David, we are grateful. Thank you for helping. Okay, so this is what it says. Gestalt therapy is an experiential humanistic approach that focuses on the here and now, personal responsibility, and the whole person. It helps individuals increase self-awareness. Am I reading the right thing? Okay, yes. It helps individuals increase self-awareness and resolve unfinished business from the past by actively experiencing their emotions and physical sensations in the present moment. These active techniques are experiential exercises form the core of the Gestalt therapy. 1, the empty chair technique. Perhaps the most famous Gestalt exercise, you sit across from an empty chair and imagine a person, a part of yourself, or a feeling sitting is in it. You then hold a direct dialogue with them, voicing unspoken thoughts and often switching chairs to experience to experience their situation from their perspective. Number two, the exaggeration exercise. Just Gestalt therapists pay close attention to subtle nonverbal cues such as tapping foot, a clenched fist, or a shifting tone of voice. You are asked to exaggerate or crank up these physical movements repeatedly to bring hidden underlying emotions to the surface and clarify their meanings. Number three, staying with the emotion instead of analyzing or pushing away uncomfortable feelings, you are encouraged to lean into and fully experience them in the moment. Your therapist will ask questions like, what does that feeling what does that feeling physically feel like in your body right now? To help you build emotional tolerance and understand what the feeling is signaling. Number four, language modification. Therapists carefully guide your speech to promote personal ownership and keep you grounded in the present, as in what and how questions. Used instead of why questions to focus on what is happening in reality rather than analyzing the question behind it. I statements. Okay, I statements used to take responsibility for thoughts and behaviors instead of blaming others. Converting questions. Converting questions to statements. Transforming hesitant. Because David has posted it, so somehow it doesn't have order. That's why the reading is a little bit somehow. Okay, so converting questions to statements. Transforming hesitant questions into firm statements help promote direct, confident self-expressions. Number five, the reversal technique. The reversal technique. Okay, what is this? Elf? Okay, if you are locked into a specific limiting pattern, e.g., extreme timidity or constant people pleasing, your therapist will invite you to act out the exact opposite behavior. This exercise allows you to explore hidden and lived parts of yourself and discover new ways of interacting with the world. Number six, dream work. Dream work. Unlike traditional psychoanalysis, Gestalt therapy does not rely on the therapist interpreting the meaning of your dreams. Instead, you act out elements of the dream, such as becoming a specific object or person in it to integrate those aspects into your working self-awareness. Okay, so I guess this most of the parts we will need more clarity. Okay, the what is it called? The empty chair. I think the empty chair. I did it much when I lost my parents. I did it much, and it truly works. But there is this the last technique. What is it? This last technique? No, not language modification. The last one is the reversal technique. Is it the reversal? No, no, I don't think it's the one because there is. If you've been on social media, you'll realize that recently people have been doing those ones of, let's say, now I want to act as a president, okay? As in, it's like I'm living in the life of a president. So I'll open the door. Not, of course, the president doesn't open the door, but that is how people are doing it on social media. So you're pretending to be that person, that rich person. You understand? So you're talking like them, acting like them, and somehow I feel it can also explore some hidden stuff that you have, Okay, so I guess teacher or someone else has any other technique that you've done or research for. Otherwise, we will allow teacher to do some explanation to us and elaborate them further.
Teacher, it's your
Yes.
turn now.
Yes, I'm here. I want to appreciate what you have done. It's quite wonderful. I found you discussing, I don't know, the impasse there and what have you maybe wanted to visit. Let me start by saying I'm happy. And also, I'm sorry I had gone for a burial. We never thought it would take so long, but I'm home. We had gone as far as Othaya. And it took a longer time, and we are many. And then now you cannot come before them. Thank God I'm here. I'll go right away to the techniques. And I really like the way you are expressing them, because Gestalt uses techniques that are very many and very nice. And I'll start with the empty chair technique. I think that one is very clear to everyone. It's where you take 2 chairs. In fact, when you go to a structured therapy room, it has 3 chairs. 1 chair is for the client, the other chair is for the therapist, the other chair is for such exercises. You can purpose to use the empty chair technique so that you can deal with the emotions of the client. So what happens is, you may not use it. It is there, you may not use it, or you may use. What happens when you are dealing with issues and somebody has unfinished businesses, you can plan to use the empty chair technique in the sense that you tell your client to talk to the person. And what normally happens, the client sits on his or her seat, talks, then exchange, go to the other seat, and try like he or she is responding. Like now you can talk to your father and tell him, Father, I loved you, I miss you, but there is something that you did to me that I've never forgotten. Then you exchange the seat and tell your father tells you, my daughter, my son, I hear you. And then you can even pretend to be the father and talk. Such dialogue can actually release a lot of tension. So you can actually do the exchange. You can not necessarily talking to the empty chair. You can shift, but you can also purpose to talk to the empty chair. But I think it's better when you exchange, you talk, and then you like the same person, you respond so that it becomes better. But basically that's what it means. The chair is empty because the real owner is not there. That's why we call it empty chair. You are talking to a person who is not physically there, but actually you are able to relieve your emotions because you are behaving like that person is there, and you are talking to that person as of here and now, and you are relieving the past bitterness, the past pains to the person as if they are there with you, though not physically present with you. That's what we mean by empty chair technique. And actually this empty chair technique, we call it an internal dialogue exercise. Yes, you are internally, there is something we call an internal dialogue. You are dialoguing within yourself because there is no response from the other person. And what happens, you use 2 chairs, let me just expound, and client to sit on 1 chair and to be the top dog, and then shift to the other chair and become the other dog, just like I have said. So the therapist becomes 2. You are the other dog, and the, what have I said, the other one? The other dog and the top dog. The top dog is the dog talking. The other dog is the dog that is not there. So you keep shifting the seats, so that both the other dog and the top dog, they are there. And in that case, you'll be able to express yourself very well because you are dialoguing, and the dialogue can continue between both sides of the client. That is powerful. Both sides of the client means you are acting 2 roles, and it is very therapeutic. And basically, essentially, this is like role-playing technique, which the client plays all the parts. So you play the role of the person, the other person, and you also play your role. So that is what we call the empty chair technique. There is another one I didn't hear you mention, or maybe you did and I didn't pick. There is another one called making rounds. In fact, when I come here and say, I pass the ball over to this, I pick it from Elizabeth. That is Gestalt technique. It's a technique, and mostly we make the rounds in group therapies because when we talk of making rounds, it is asking a person in a group to go up to others in a group. For example, we can form a group as this class that I have here. Then we make a semicircle. Then I say what I'm saying. Then I say, I pass it over to Marianne. I pass it over to Rosette. I pass it over to Timothy. So you keep passing. That is what we call making rounds. And each person is expected to speak. And it actually does a lot of good work. In fact, Gestalt calls it, it's like you are doing an experiment with new behaviors, because people are able to air their views. They are able to examine their internal locus of evaluation, and it's also very therapeutic. I have heard you talk also of the rehearsal technique. This one is a practice, or it is like a client practices and acts what they want to say, to do before doing it. So you rehearse, you practice something, you do it many times. And we say it is practicing for a real life situation in a safe place with the therapist. So the client tries out new words or behaviors. So you can rehearse to be a good boy. You can imagine you are with the therapist and the therapist is telling you, Ebu, talk to your mother. And then you rehearse. Ebu, let me say how I'll talk to my mother. Mother, I love you so much. And from today, I'll be a good person. And you become composed. That's what we call rehearsal technique. It's you play a role you want to be. You play a role you want to become. And you practice it with the therapist. I hope you are picking that. An example I can give is a client is nervous about asking their teacher for help. In therapy, the therapist pretends to be the teacher. Pick that, and the client practices what they will say. I like that. This helps the client feel more prepared and confident. I come again. A client has an issue with nervousness about asking the teacher for help. So, and this client, because of this anxiety, goes for therapy. So the therapist will pretend to be the teacher. Then the client now starts talking to the teacher as if, to the therapist as if the therapist is the teacher. I think the anxiety will go down because they have rehearsed what they are going to say, to tell the teacher in a real life setting. So they practice those conversations or behaviors before using them in real life. Pick that. They practice those behaviors before using them in real life. Like now, I can give a good example. I'm going for an interview. And if I'm going for an interview, I need to be well versed with what I'm going to say. So I can take even my brother or my sister, sit here, my sis. Please pretend to be the boss. Then you present yourself there and see how you talk. And then the person is going to correct you. I remember when I was doing my defense. In fact, I did mock practice with another person who was ahead of me. Please listen there. Then I took my booklet and chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Then she was telling, there, you have to do something. That is what we are calling rehearsal. You rehearse like a role play. You do it very well before you do it in real life setting. Is it clear, my good people? Rehearsal technique? Is it clear? My good people.
Yes, it's clear, teacher.
Yes, it is clear.
Yes. Clear.
I like giving typical examples for you to understand. Then we have another one I had you mention. A minute, just a minute. Okay, I had an impromptu call there. I'm so sorry. There was such an impromptu call from somebody. Now I'm in the reversal technique. Let me explain also. When we talk of reversal technique, you act the opposite. You act the opposite of the usual behavior. For example, somebody gets angry or has anger issues. Then you tell them, now, can you act happiness? That's what we call reversal technique. You tell them, can you act happy now? You were angry that time. Can you act happiness instead of anger? For example, this reversal technique mostly helps clients to dissolve hidden emotions by acting out in the opposite. They act out in the opposite. For example, you can have a person who is very shy. A very shy client is asked to act confidently and speak boldly. So a therapist is here. When this therapist is doing the reversal, and this person is saying, I'm very shy, I don't like speaking before people, then the therapist will tell the client, now, can you act confidently? Try to be confident. And now they act the opposite role of who they are. That is what we call reversal techniques. And what have you? Another example I have got here is a person who always hides their anger is encouraged to express their anger in a safe and appropriate way. It can also be, you can do reversal. So you get annoyed, but you can do the opposite. Yes, express the anger, but in an appropriate way instead of doing it in an inappropriate way. So you do the opposite of what you do. That is what we mean by rehearsal, acting the opposite of your usual behavior. Acting the opposite of your usual behavior. And when you act opposite of your usual behavior, you discover the hidden feelings. You are able to express yourself more authentically and real. That is a reversal. I hope you are picking that. Then I heard somebody talk about the exaggerated exercise. Gestalt has this tendency of telling the clients, maybe the client is doing what? Fidgeting. Maybe the client is doing what? Maybe fidgeting, a person is placing the hand on the cheek. The person is also leaning. So what Gestalt therapist tells the, do it again. Hold the cheek again, do it again. It's so irritating, but it brings a lot of awareness. I want to give an example. If you tell somebody, for example, who is doing a nasty thing, like maybe they have talked badly, or they replied badly to you, and tell them, repeat that word again. Can you say hyena? Say it again. I called you hyena. Say it again. Again. In fact, it's very irritating. And the person repeating that word, because it is exaggerated, now it's not said one, it clicks in the person's mind and they become aware of what they are doing. It brings a lot of awareness. That is what we call exaggeration. And then you said I statement. In counseling, Gestalt talks about the I-we dichotomy. I-we. The I statement means instead of saying you hurt me, you say I feel hurt. Instead of telling somebody you are really offending me, I feel offended because of what you have been doing. That is what we call I statement. And even in the normal circumstances, let us all try to be using I statements. I feel tired. Don't tell people, you make me feel tired. If you use the I statement, they become very therapeutic. People even try to get into a situation because you are not blaming them. Very, very therapeutic. I don't know whether there is any I have left without explanation. I don't know whether there is any I have left without explaining. Because I think I had making rounds, the reversal, the rehearsal, empty chair technique. There is another one, yes, I have seen another one here ahead. The role playing. So the client can act out situations. We call them simulated or simulations or conversations to explore their emotions. So you can role play. You can role play the role of an angry person, the role of somebody you love. Yeah, like role models. We can role play such things. You can role play a figure you love so that you can emulate what they do. Very, very critical in Gestalt therapy. Then there is another one we call staying with the present. That's another technique. It's where the therapist encourages the client to remain staying with the feeling, not the present, staying with the feelings. This is where, as a therapist, I tell the client, it is okay to remain with this uncomfortable emotion instead of avoiding it. Pick that. It may look odd and also crude and also very devastating, but we can tell our clients it's okay to feel very uncomfortable. Feel it again, again, again. So help them to stay with the feeling. Encourage them to feel uncomfortable because it is normal. Instead of where you tell them to avoid the problem. Gestalt says it is important because it makes this person get deeper into their emotions. For example, if I tell a person, for example, let's say even in under normal circumstances, a person comes to me and we are just talking in normal ways, the way we talk. And then I tell that person, I feel it's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay. Don't avoid feeling uncomfortable. And I have always told people that it's not good to be evasive with the real feelings. When we are evasive, sometimes it's good to face the reality sometimes. So feeling uncomfortable is quite normal. It is quite okay so that you can be in touch with yourself. Remember what we said yesterday. There is contact and what? Contact and contact resistance. And you know what comes in when we have contact resistance. We develop things like introjections, diffraction, we remember them, what? Conference, all those things come because we resist. So it's good to stay with the feeling. That is another technique. And the last one is dream work. So the clients can come with their dreams, and sometimes it's good to listen to them. You may not be able to interpret those dreams, but you can tell them to act out different parts of the dream. And they can maybe, and when they act out or they say about those parts they dreamt about, maybe they'll be able to discover that those parts of the dreams are representing an aspect of themselves. You know, there is a way, even yourself, you dream. And then if you don't take that dream holistically, you just try to take the dream in parts, you are going to establish that maybe this dream is part of me. It could be part of your unconscious memories and what have you. So sometimes clients can come with the dreams, tell them, what do you think about this dream of yours? What is it telling you about yourself? Because people know themselves. So let them go deeper. You may not be a dream analyst, but you can help them. And lastly, here and now awareness. So help the clients to focus on what they are experiencing and thinking as of now. That's very critical in Gestalt. Here and now awareness. Yes, it happened long time ago, but what is it making you feel now? All these techniques are geared towards increasing awareness and encouraging emotional expressions, and also to resolve unfinished businesses, and to help these clients live fully in the present moment. So I think that is what I had for techniques. Yes, staying with the feeling, I've even seen it there. Yes, it is there. Good. So far, so good. I can see that we are done with that. Not unless you have a question on the techniques, I want us to flash very fast on the goals. When we flash on the goals, there is an area there of supervision. We shall go through that area of supervision. According to our timetable, I saw something like that. And somebody can remind me, we first go flash through the goals before we go to the supervision part of it. Then we can, let me just see what I'm saying, whether it is true. I saw something like, after doing the Gestalt theory, there is this one of introduction to counselor supervision. Yes, we shall look at that briefly. So that our practice, I'll tell you what to do. The practice, I'll know, we shall do presenting a client for supervision. I'll tell you, when we arrive there, I'll tell you how it is done once we have done the supervision part. Now, briefly, I want to flash through the goals. The goals are easy because they come from the key concepts. And one goal of Gestalt therapy is creating awareness. That is one goal. You are expected to help these clients develop awareness. So that should be your goal. The second one is you help your clients to act responsibly. You must ensure that the client take responsibility of how they think, feel, and behave. Help them to do that. The other one is you help them to develop skills and acquire values that are working or are in line with them. Help them to acquire the best values for themselves without violating the values of others. So teach them those ones. That's another goal. The other one is, I've said that other one of accepting responsibility. And another one, which is quite critical, help these clients to move from outside support towards internal supports. Very key. Very, very key. People like getting external support, help these clients. Instead of getting support from other people, let them get support inside themselves. They have what it takes. And when you do that, they shall be able to dig deeper into themselves and get what we call self-realization, because that's the essence of Gestalt therapy. The other one, help people to be able to ask. That is, they're able to reach others and also get from others. So people should not only depend on themselves, they should also seek outside assistance, not only relying on what they know. That is also another very important goal in Gestalt therapy that the client can use. Also, another goal is, just from the concept, help them to focus on the here and now, help them to resolve unfinished businesses, take personal responsibilities, and like we said, help them to improve their contact with others. Remember the concept of contact and contact to resistance. Then you can also encourage them to have emotional expression. They express how they feel openly without feeling guilty. And finally, help your clients to enhance personal growth. That means they have the responsibility of growing. It is them to grow, not other people. So they should not wait for other people to grow them. They have the capability, they have the capacity, I think we used those words, for personal growth and to be able to live a more satisfying and fulfilling life if only they are authentic and they love themselves. Maybe you can add another goal of Gestalt. I wanted to go fast because they are just from the key concepts. They are just from those goals are just from the key concepts, so we don't need to go deeper into them. Any question as far as that is concerned, or any input, Kimaro? Are you okay with what we have said?
Very much okay.
Thank you. Anybody else with an input? Rosetta, are you okay?
Mwalimu, no, I don't have an input, but I want you to just repeat somewhere, okay? So the last, my network act in between. So
Okay, sure.
when you are saying to help them move from outward support, from there until help them focus on the here and now. I missed this in between.
I said
yes.
You help the clients move from outside support towards internal support. Yes. That means you help them to not to rely on other people. They use what we call intrinsic motivation instead of extrinsic motivation. I said that. And also I added and said, okay, let them ask for help from others and also be able to give others. What does that mean? Human beings should always ask for help and also help others. That is Gestalt. So you should not only get things or get help or input from other people. You should also have that heart of also giving out. That is Gestalt. Then finally, I came to the goals. You didn't hear any goal. The ones I said, or you have heard them.
No, these are goals, right? We are in the goals.
Goals, yeah, the goals I'm through.
Yes. So you mentioned, let me repeat them. You said the first one is to help the client to create awareness or develop awareness, to help the client take responsibility on how they think, they feel, or I can't remember, I didn't hear that word. The other one is help them to acquire best values, and then help them move from outward support towards internal support. Okay, and then I didn't hear in between. The next one I had was help them. Help them to focus on the here and now, and then encourage them to have emotional expression. Help them to enhance personal growth. That's what I.
And another one is help them to resolve unfinished business. Help them to resolve unfinished business. That one is okay. Did you hear that one of helping them to improve authentic contact with others?
No.
Yes, that one. You help them to improve authentic contact with others. That is, they should have that heart of helping other people or being honest with other people and making what we call meaningful relationships. That is what we mean by being authentic. They are honest. They make healthy and meaningful relationships, not for the sake of it. I think the other ones you had, we also said you help them develop self-support. But self-support is they help themselves as they also help others. I think that those are the few goals I gave. You are okay now, Rosette? Eh?
Yes, Mwalimu, thank you very much. Thank you.
Karibu sana. Anybody else with a question?
Good evening, Mwalimu. My name is Rahab.
Yes.
I joined the class late, so I just wanted to let you know I'm present today.
Thank you, Rahab.
You're
Let's clap
welcome.
for Rahab. That's powerful. Thank you, Rahab.
You're
Kwa
welcome.
kwa kujitambulisha ni vizuri.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi.
This is Milka. I'm also new. I joined the class today.
Today?
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying. Yeah, I was told there will be a makeup class.
Yes.
Because we are a little bit behind.
Yes.
But I'm trying to catch up. Today I've learned a lot of things.
Thank you.
A lot.
We are
Yes.
humbled and we appreciate. We are really humbled. Rahab, you said the other one was Rahab and the other one is?
Milka.
Milka. We are humbled. We are
Yeah.
humbled by your appreciation.
I'm
Thank
learning
you.
a lot.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to learn a lot.
You will.
Okay.
And sometimes we shall be having a brainstorm. In fact, this is the second last theory. Because we have done behavioral, we have done person-centered, we have done psychoanalytic, and we have done psychoanalytic, behavioral, person-centered. The three theories.
Okay.
Plus the counseling skills and also the model of a competent reflective counselor. If there is a makeup class, I think it will be okay. You'll be able to pick.
That's what I was told. Yeah.
Yes, there is. I heard in because they are talking about that makeup class, which will
They
be
are
on.
making it.
Yes, let them make it for people like you.
Okay, thank you.
We value your concern and your presence.
Exactly.
Yes.
Asante.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. Now, so far, Gestalt is we started Gestalt yesterday. At least when you get the notes, and you shall be able to understand more when you get the notes, the key concepts. And you are lucky because I had some people discussing about some concepts there. Anytime when we meet here in class and you feel that you have a gap, when you have read the notes, you can always ask. We are always ready to assist. And not only Rahab and Milka, anybody here who feels even psychoanalytic theory has a gap, behavioral theory has a gap, person-centered has a gap, model of a competent counselor has a gap. That's why we are here. We can always brainstorm 10 minutes even before we start our classes. So recollect yourselves, be picking those pieces within yourselves, and then you come with your gaps. We can always fix them before we engage in a new class. I hope that is clear. That's how learning becomes easier, when you come with gaps. Okay. Today, break, we normally go at 8:15, but let me introduce counselor supervision for 15 minutes so that by 8:30, we can go for a short break of 15 minutes. By 8:45, we meet again. We finish up the counselor supervision. Then the remaining minutes, we shall be keen. The remaining minutes, we shall present a client for supervision. I'll explain how. Not an excerpt or a case study, but I'll explain. So when we are talking of counselor supervision, this is a professional process where an experienced counselor called a supervisor provides guidance or support and feedback to somebody who is less experienced. We don't say who is inexperienced, less experienced. We normally call them supervisee. So let's assume Elizabeth is a professional. Then I have somebody like Milka, who is less experienced. And Milka had went therapy or had a therapy with a client, and she had some gaps and comes to Elizabeth for supervision. That is what we call counselor supervision. And these counselor, they can be counselor in training, like you are being trained now as counselors. So you can have clients who makes you feel overwhelmed. You reach a time or a place you get stuck. The clients become manipulative and stubborn. Other times you are not able to conceptualize the concepts. So there you just seek help from a supervisor that is a person who is more experienced. And the aim of this type of counselor supervision is to help counselors develop their knowledge, skills, and ethical practice. So when you are a counselor in training and you are supervised so that you can develop knowledge, skills, and ethical practice. Because we find when we are novice counselors, a novice counselor is a less experienced counselor. Sometimes we can do what we call malpractice because maybe we have not diagnosed the cases very well. We don't know what intervention to give, and therefore you can find yourself being very unethical. In fact, we shall be dealing with ethical issues in counseling. I don't know whether they are here. Yes, we have. And Milka and Nani, you are very lucky because when we shall be doing group facilitation, we shall be revisiting some theories. So you might start a better hapo mumeangukia kidogo. So you might have malpractice and you can harm the client. We shall be seeing that in ethical issues. So when these clients or these counselors receive that kind of a supervision, they are able to do a good job. We say in counseling that supervision is quite essential part of counselor education because it gives them professional development. And
Am I the only one who's struggling to hear Mwalimu?
No, I can't.
We also struggling.
Yeah. Teacher, you are gone.
Yeah, there's a problem.
You should or in
Mwalimu, I think it's better you log out and then you log in again because we are missing a very huge part of what you're saying.
I think she cannot hear us.
Elizabeth, we can't get you. We can't get you, Molly.
I think break time is calling us. Unaonaje Devi? Break inatuita. Jamani mwalimu, jamani.
I'm here. Imagine that my connection, I had not seen that my connection was getting lost. Where was I?
We lost you long back. We lost you when you were talking about, I think it's just better to start with the counselor supervision.
From the beginning, no. From the beginning, no. No,
We lost you
professional.
long back, mwalimu.
But not on the introduction, my dear.
No, honestly, mwalimu, you'll have to repeat all of it.
The statement, yes. The statement where
Because
you are
we
saying
lost you hapo kwa
supervision is
unethical.
essential.
Essential. I agree. The ethical part,
Yes.
I agree. The ethical part, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Start counting.
You people. I got lost from that far, my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just finish there. We come and continue. I just explained the ethical part. I'm saying the purpose of supervision is to help counselors develop their knowledge, their skills, and ethical practice. And I said ethical practice are very, very important, and they include the boundaries. We must have boundaries as counselors, meaning I should know I am the therapist and this is a client, so that I remember well what I said, we avoid transference and counter-transference. So those are very key. Unethical, so that you ensure that these clients, they receive valid information, or they receive safe and effective counseling services. So that's why supervision is done, so that this counselor who is a novice, I remember using the word novice. Novice is a person who is less experienced. I remember when I was doing my counseling and I had to register with KCPA, I had to go for 10 sessions. And it was mandatory, not the ones for the college. And this experienced counselor did a good job. She used to challenge me and confront me. You have to come for 10, Elizabeth, because you are a good counselor, but then there are some things you need to do well. Like but the one challenge I had, not being able to keep time. The client comes, I'm not able to tell the client now we are going to finish. It was, and she used to challenge, if you continue like that, you'll not be a good counselor. And if you have 5 clients, what are you going to handle them? And she really supervised me on that, and other issues on how to handle the clients when they reach there and so forth. So you are able to give quality services from such supervisions. So we have said, as I wind up on that, supervision is an essential part of counselor education and professional development because it helps counselors reflect on their work. So if you want to do your work well, go for supervision so that you can be able to manage the challenging cases and maintain professional standards. That's where I was. Professional standards are things that you do that shows that you are professional. For example, boundaries, ethical issues, don't do malpractice, don't be something we call beneficence, and kuna ingine tunaita justice. Be just. Be just to your client. Don't be unethical in the sense that you are incongruent and so forth. So supervision provides emotional support, and counselors in training, they are able to equip themselves, and in future they can be able to handle challenging issues. So when we come, we shall try to see the main objectives of counselor supervision. Then we shall go to the hotels, functions of supervision, and supervision format. We see those two very briefly. That's what we are going to do. So please take 15 minutes. Even we have 2 minutes remaining. I can mention just 2 objectives. One, when you do counselor supervision, you are able to promote the welfare and safety of the clients. So supervision is geared towards increasing the welfare of the client. You're also able to support the counselor's personal and professional growth. So as a counselor, you are also supported by supervision. Supervision also enables a counselor to gain confidence in their work. The confidence you hear me have today, it's because I have been supervised several times by many people who are ahead of me. And I have listened to their comments, and I have adhered to the comments, and I rectify where I can. Particularly when I was doing my practicum, supervision was very critical. I do remember. Then, finally, supervision encourages self-awareness and reflective practice. In fact, or what? Reflection in action and reflection on action. Do you remember that? In a model of a competent reflective counselor, do you remember that? Reflection on action, reflection in action. Model of a competent reflective counselor. Am I the one who taught you that? No, I didn't. I started from counseling skills. Do you remember that from your former trainer?
I'm hearing it now. Mwalimu, I'm sorry.
And others, maybe you forgot. Others, have you ever heard of reflection in action and reflection
No.
on action? Yes?
I'm also hearing it now.
When we come, you Google that and you tell me. But first, relax for 15 minutes. 1:45 on the dot, please. 1:45 on the dot. Let's meet here. We finish up with supervision. Then we can present a case for supervision. Thank you. Have a break and enjoy your break. You can take a cup of tea. Elizabeth was from a journey. I don't know where I will start. A cup of warm water.